Hi,
Yes.
everyone. Welcome to the Tech Showcase of 2024. This is the social media listening tech showcase. And to kick things off today, I have Lenny, who's just going to give us a brief overview of it all. So, Lenny, I'll hand it on over to you.
Thanks, Bridget, and welcome everybody. So, social media listening, right? If you've been around the industry as long as I have, then you may recall at around 2010, as social media really started to kick in, the era of Facebook and Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. Lots of predictions that this will replace qualitative research. It will replace panels. Social media listening will change research fundamentally. Uh, and all of that was fun and exciting to think about. But yeah, the sense was probably not. Now here we are, many years later, and no, social media listening did not replace other methods of research, but what it did do is exactly what we thought it would do. It would become an incredibly useful tool that has its own very specific use cases that add a tremendous amount of value. And along specific business issues is even superior to some of the traditional methods that we used to use. So we've seen this evolution of fit for purpose and a kind of pragmatic innovation on where social media listening fits in. And from the get-go, make no mistake, it has been in demand. Within the Grit Report, we have tracked for many years that social media listening and kind of adjacent technologies that synthesize data from different sources were very much being adopted on the client side. We didn't see it on the supplier side. And for years, folks would say, well, we're not offering any social media listening if they're suppliers because our clients aren't asking for it. And the response was, well, they're not asking for it because you're not offering it. So we saw the evolution and the growth of a whole other category of suppliers that we're meeting that need, and we're building tools that clients were absolutely incorporating into their insights and analytics organization because it could deliver very specific needs. Trend monitoring, obviously, the brand monitoring, important and obvious components, but we've seen it evolve much, much further than that. I mean, today there are companies that are utilizing social media, primarily social media data for forecasting, for certainly for influencer marketing, for lots of media and measurement. It's an integral part of that. Lots and lots of capabilities. So this is within this tech showcase. The folks that are going to be presenting are going to be talking about their specific offerings and where they fit within the toolbox. And if you're a supplier, I encourage you to don't correct the mistake that we as an industry made, in my opinion, in the early onset and development of these tools of thinking, well, that's people aren't asking for it because you weren't offering it. Build these tools into your toolbox, into your offerings. Now that we are in the era of generative AI, one of the unlocks that specific technology does is synthesis of data and information. That's what it does by default. So if we start looking at a world of what is the combination of social media data with primary data collection, how do we complement one another? How do we utilize these different data streams that have very different capabilities and very different use cases and strengths to create something new? Because it's easier now. It was harder before. It was harder just from a form factor, data structure. But a lot of those barriers are falling away. So I think that we're in a really exciting new era where traditional research and social media listening and even other data sources, sorry, related to the digital exhaust that we're all producing more and more of every day can just drive even more value. And one of the important considerations to think about, put on kind of your future forward, when all of this started, there were just a few social media platforms, and there were companies that formed, like GNIP was one back in the day, where you access the fire hose from Twitter, from Facebook, through them. And that ecosystem has changed. And now we have so many different social media platforms that have their own distinct research offerings. They have their own fire hoses. They have direct capabilities. That it is a very, very large, complex ecosystem where we can look at leveraging data in very specific platforms within communities, sub-communities. Reddit's a great example of that. Quora would be another for more B2B to mine for relevant information to help inform competitive intelligence, brand awareness, customer satisfaction. Those are just low-hanging fruit capabilities. I know companies that are testing new advertising using social media platforms as basically labs for live A/B testing, for getting direct feedback on concepts for new products and new packaging and new advertising. All of those things are on the table. They're all being done. And they've been somewhat siloed, and we are moving into an era where those silos can come down and we can start really combining things, playing kind of insights and data mix masters, if you will, and incorporating new capabilities in that can drive even more value, more impact for the insights organizations. So I think that's enough out of me. The cool stuff you're going to see is exciting. Pay attention to that. And I just challenge you to think about the future. Step out of your own silo and think about how social media listening can augment what we are doing in whole new ways. Enjoy the rest of the Tech Showcase, and thanks for giving me time to jump on my soapbox.
Thank you so much, Lenny. Up next, we have Michael from Nichefire. So we'll see you over in the next session. Thanks, everyone.